So two-step equations are when we've got an unknown number and we want to solve that equation. We want to work out what that unknown number is. I can move this along a bit, there we go. So if you think of a number, or somebody else has thought of a number, I know in our class we had Ellie thinking of a number and she had kept that number in her head. Then we can represent that number by any letter. We're going to pick X today. So that number that you don't know, it's an unknown, is going to be X. If I multiply that number by 2 as an algebraic equation, it's going to be written as 2x, because we know that means 2 times x. If I then subtract 5, that is going to be written as 2x. Take away 5. And if I know the answer is 13, my algebraic equation is going to be 2x minus 5 equals 13. Now, as soon as I get to this step, I know that I can solve that equation. I can find out what x is. I've got the steps to solve that equation. I can find out what x is. Okay, so take a step, pause the video. If you're a bit stuck, go back, make sure you understand all of that. So how do we solve it? How do we solve a two-step equation? How do we solve it to find this x, this unknown? Well, the first thing is we need to get that x by itself. Okay, we need to have x equals whatever. Okay, that x needs to be by itself. So everything else around about here needs to go. Yeah, so let's take this away just now. So we've got this 3x. Take away 5 equals 13. So that's our sum. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this negative 5. Now, to get rid of a negative 5, we just add 5. You know that negative 5 add 5 is 0, okay? But we've got to make sure that's balanced. So whatever we do on this side, so we've added 5 on this side, so we have got to add 5 on this side as well. Yeah, so we've got rid of this negative 5 by adding 5. Okay, so it is gone. But we've got to add this 5 on here, which gives us 3x equals 18. Okay, right, the next thing we need to get rid of is this 3 here. And we know that here we are timesing. So to get rid of that 3, we've got to do the opposite of that. We have got to divide by 3. So to get rid of that 3, I need to divide by 3 on this side. And if I've divided by 3 on this side, yep, you know, I've got to divide by 3 on that side. Yeah? So divided by 3, that's got rid of that 3 here. So bye-bye 3. There it goes. Yeah, but I need to divide by 3 on this side, so I'm going to end up with x equals 6, because 18 divided by 3, I hope, is 6. And there I have solved that equation. I know what the unknown is. I know it's x. So there are a few more for you to try. This one here. So pause the video, have a go, and I'm going to solve it in a wee second and give you the answer. Okay, so I need to first of all get rid of this plus 4. So I'm going to take away 4. Yeah, I've done that on that side, so I've got to do that on this side as well. So I'm going to take away 4 from 25. So I'm going to end up with 7x equals 21. I know I'm multiplying these together, so to get rid of that 7, I'm going to divide by 7. If I divide by 7 on that side, I have got to divide by 7 on this side. So I'm going to end up with x equals 21 divided by 7, which is 3. I have solved that equation. Okay, got another one for you to try. So take your time, pause the video, have a go, see if you can do it. And then I'm going to do it with you. Right, the first thing I need to get rid of is this negative 8. Okay, so to get rid of that negative 8, I have to add on 8 to make 0. And if I've added on 8 on this side, I've got to add on 8 at this side as well. Okay, so I am going to end up with 15. Okay, so I'm going to have x over 2 now equals 15. Okay, and that's because, look, I got rid of that 8. It's gone by adding 8, so I've got to do the same on this side. So that's how I get my 15. Right, I know enough about maths now to know that this is divided. This line means dividing, and I know it's x divided by 2. So if I want to get rid of that 2, I've got to do the opposite of dividing. I am going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 2 there to get rid of that 2. So I've multiplied that divided by 2, and I have got rid of that 2. But I've now got to do the same on this side. I've got to multiply by 2 on this side as well. I've got to balance that equation off. So I'm going to end up with x equals 30. And I hope you got the same sum as me.